Hi, nobodies. It's another wonderful day in Arkansas, and I had a good day. Um, I did, I did somehow find chocolate on my leg when I woke up, and I was like, "How did that happen?" You ever get that? I guess I shouldn't eat candy when I'm in bed. It's a horrible thing. I think I did that this morning because I didn't wake up like from my big sleep with that. It was more like when I was laying down and thinking thoughts. Um, but I mean, it was like a hot day, and it's thundering right now. We got like this little storm coming through. I kind of wanted to turn the lights off in the bathtub just so I could watch the flashes. I try to find those simple pleasures. I think I mentioned the dog that was rubbing his back on the ground. Went and saw Humphrey today, the camel, and it was late, so he was going into his barn. I don't know if he was going to have dinner or if he just said, well, the sun's setting, so it's time for me to go to bed. And there was a couple of geese around him. I was happy. I like Humphrey. And everybody's telling me, hey, just go over to Humphrey's house and ask them if you can feed the camel or pet the camel or whatever. And I'm like, no. So what they don't realize about Arkansas is that everybody's got dogs. And I'm going onto their property. There's a good chance that dog's gonna bite me before they even know I'm there. So I don't see myself ever approaching their house. I'm gonna have to try to figure out where they live and what their names are and try to like Facebook friend them. Yeah, I can do that kind of stalking. And then ingratiate myself. Let them know I'm coming to see Humphrey. It's like, how sad is that? Being like, oh, I don't like these people at all, but I want to play with the camel. I want to go see him. So I'm going to act like I like these people. Yeah, that's horrible. One of the sad things about being, I don't know if it's just me. I know that a lot of people with BPD are liars. We're labeled that. But like, I don't lie for the sake of lying. When I lie, it's because, like if you know somebody's going to overreact to something and you don't want that, you don't say anything. And those people think that omitting is lying. Just because I don't tell you everything that happens doesn't mean I'm lying. It just means I didn't tell you something. Like I had a friend that was an older man. Like I've known him since I was knee high to a grasshopper. And he would accidentally grab my ass. The first time it happened, I looked at him. Just gave him a look that should have said, you done. The second time it happened, I flat out turned around and I said, dude, if you want to be welcome at my house, if you want to call me your friend, you ain't going to do that shit. Next time that happens, you're going to pull back a nub and you're going to be persona non grata at my house. And then I had to tell him what persona non grata means. Oh, drunk bastard. I don't like alcohol. I mean, some people are cool. Like, I know a guy, I feel bad for him. But he's such a nice guy. He's such a happy guy. He just drinks all the time. But he's not one of those that would fight anybody. He's just like all about, I need a hug, And I mean, he's a great guy, but I feel bad for him because I'm like, some people they'll make excuses for somebody. Say, well, they just really like to drink. No, people don't get drunk every day just because they like to drink. They get drunk because they got a problem. You can sugarcoat it all you want. It's a problem. Even if, like, they're not drinking heavily enough to get, like, DTs if they go a day or two without drinking. But, I've never seen the guy without a drink in his body. So, that's a problem. But, it's not my place to say anything, because if you're not miserable, nothing I say can fix that. You have to hit rock bottom. And I was telling a friend today, because I was trying to explain a panic attack versus an anxiety attack. And I said both are pretty bad. But a panic attack is hitting rock fucking bottom. It is the absolute worst that you can feel. Compared to, and it's hard to explain. For me, it is, because like a panic attack, as far as like what I'm capable of doing during a panic attack, it's kind of like when you're so fucking drunk that you're hanging over the toilet and you can't even open your eyes. And if you wiggle your toe, you're all kinds of nauseous and you're just like, oh, stop spinning. It's horrible. So all I want at that point is a shot of Phenergan and to go to sleep. Period. I am no good. And it's like a 24-hour recuperation thing from an actual panic attack. Anxiety, I can be distracted. I can take a pill, and then when the pill starts working better, when it really starts taking effect, it's easier for me to be distracted and easier for me to cope. But the thing is like the anxiety attacks I can plan for. The Xanax doesn't kill them completely when I'm still dealing with an active trigger. If I step away from it, yes, I'll be fine the rest of the day. But sometimes that's not possible. And in the future, I am going to push myself past that and say, no, I don't care what happens. I am not turning back. I am not going to let it stop me from going where I want to go. It's not going to win anymore. The thing is, though, a panic attack will always fucking win. A panic attack is a whole different beast. It's the same, but it's not. It's kind of like an anxiety attack is a really bad headache. A panic attack is a migraine where the light makes you puke. It's so much worse. Like, you cannot function. It's like a migraine where you also get like the numbness and everything that maybe like a clamp headache, or what was it? I got a hormone surge with Tyrann. Took 6 weeks to get rid of that headache, and all they could do for me at the hospital was give me a shot of Demerol to knock the edge off. It was bad. I've never puked from a headache, but that time I did. That's how bad it was. And it was just because, and the doc got on to the nurses. He said, she's got a migraine. She's got this massive headache, and y'all leave the lights on? He's like, turn the lights down. And then I puked on the doctor. That was fine. I wasn't expecting it because, like I said, I never did it. Haven't done it since. Ain't had one that bad since. But that's the difference, like an anxiety attack is like a headache. Sometimes you'll take a couple of Tylenol and that works. Sometimes it's not a Tylenol headache, it's an ibuprofen headache. So the first 2 pills you take, they don't work. So you're still suffering. Of course, lucky for me, with a headache, loud music helps with mine. Like, I'll stop noticing it. Can't do that. For some reason, that does not work with my anxiety. As much as I love music, it should work, but it doesn't. It's horrible, though. An actual panic attack is bad. And thankfully, I don't have those very often. But I can have one at any time. I don't know if it's, what triggers it. The last time I had one, an actual panic attack. Well, I guess that would have been that Monday. The last time I had to go to the hospital over a panic attack was a couple of years back, I was going to go hiking, and I remember seeing a dead cat on the road before I started flipping, but I don't think the dead cat triggered it. And I don't think the thoughts I was thinking triggered it. I think it just hit. You know, I mean, it doesn't have any rhyme or reason with me. I mean, I know people who have solid triggers. You know, David doesn't like hearing a train. You know, just that whistle, because his son was killed by a train. He got hit by one. So that's a pretty simple, you stay away from the train tracks. You know, that's a pretty easy trigger to try to avoid. But, you know, it will come up occasionally. And he turns up the radio and tries not to think about it. I have no clue what triggers the nausea. Or what triggers my anxiety to make me nauseous, to cause my anxiety to get worse. It's like a, you know, catch-22 or something like that. I don't know. All I know is that I have been anxiety attack free for a while now. The last one that I had was I went to the post office after dark, and I said, okay, you know, maybe after dark isn't so great, but that I have been weaning off of the stuff. So at the time it was like, well, you know, but I don't let something like that ruin the fact that I've had a good day, and that once I get over that, the rest of my day is good. You know, you have to tell yourself it's going to be a good day. Believe it. Believe that you're going to have a good day. And then look for things that are going to make your day good. Because positive attracts positive and negative attracts negative. When they say, when it rains, it pours, the same goes for being positive. That is also a thing, because when like, what is it they say? Everything's coming up roses. It's because like attracts like. If you're positive, yeah, there's going to be people that are going to try to drag you down because they're miserable fucks who, for some reason, have a problem with other people being happy or positive or whatever. There's always going to be those. And I had a girl ask me one time, because she had noticed, like, I knew how to put bags on there. And she's like, well, what do you do with these asshole customers? And I said, you feel sorry for them. Because they're so miserable that they got to make everybody else miserable. That's sad. So I just feel bad for them. I don't get mad at them, at these people that do that kind of thing. Because it's like, how rotten is your life that you want everybody to feel as miserable as you do? That's sad. And I feel sorry for them. Does that mean I'm going to reach out to them and try to make them happy? Fuck no. That's not even somebody I'm going to give a 15-minute phone call to. No. I avoid them like the plague. Because you can't fix them. They have to fix themselves. They've got it in their head that they're negative. They just live negative. And you can't fix that. But anyway. It's been a good day. It's going to be a good night. Looking forward to some decent dreams. Last night was really weird. Like, I was a black boy at a Los Angeles school. No clue about all that. But I do know that my phone got broke, and I was really upset about that when I woke up. But I don't know why my dream made me a boy and black and put me in LA in high school. I don't know. I have not been watching Everybody Hates Chris or anything like that, so I never know where those things are gonna go. But I was mad that my phone was broken. I worry about that now since I bit the big bullet and had to replace the screen. It scares the shit out of me now. But I always look forward to my dreams. Sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't. I look for the signs in them because it's your subconscious telling you something. Got no clue what it was telling me with that, but I'm sure there was something else going on. I hope that you had a good day. And if you didn't, there's always tomorrow. There's always right now that you can say, you know what? I'm not gonna let this shit get to me. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna turn this shit around. So, have a good night.